Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. We have two stories here, but they are completely interlinked. Two separate stories, but they're all part of the same narrative. Definitely some dodginess going on. Humza Yousaf, as we know, likes to talk to foreign dignitaries, and he likes to do so without having anyone from the Foreign Office or the Commonwealth Office or the Cabinet Office present, even though he's been told on many occasions he must do so. And yet he runs off as fast as his tiny little feet will take him to Dubai, and then corners and has a conversation with President Erdogan of Turkey. There was ample time for the arrangements to be made to have foreign or Cabinet Office diplomats present, but he chose not to. And now it's all coming out as to why. Because they wouldn't have allowed him to do what he has done, because it would not be British foreign policy. He's done something that is technically treason, I suppose, but I can understand why he did it. We're going to take a look at these two related stories, not in depth, because I don't want to make the video an hour long. Got to keep it short, but you'll see why they're linked. Here goes. Now, these two stories do make for an interesting take, so I would ask that you do hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more of the same, because we like to bring you the truth, and I can do that better if you subscribe. Not only do you not miss anything, but it pushes us up, and so we get more truth, wider audience. So do please hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet already done so. Now, this is a very interesting story in and of itself, but then it is highlighted with the related story. So we'll take you very quickly into this bit. Humza Yousaf requested meeting with Turkish President Erdogan and had ample time to inform the Foreign Office about the summit, but chose not to, and then lied about this. The First Minister was forced to plead with Lord Cameron not to shut down his Scottish embassies, as he calls them, as he claimed that a Foreign Office official did not attend the meeting at COP28 due to it being rearranged at short notice. But that's not entirely true. Humza Yousaf's excuse for breaking UK government protocols during the meeting with the Turkish President Erdogan was blown apart after it was revealed that there was an hour-and-a-half window where the Foreign Office could have been told about the summit, but he chose not to do so. When you see why he chose not to do so, you'll see the reason. It becomes clear that he couldn't, shall we say. He mustn't, because he knew that the conversation would not have been of a suitable nature, shall we say. It was, after all, the First Minister who requested the controversial meeting. The SNP leader claimed that the UK government could not attend it as being arranged with just a few minutes' notice, and that was bullshit, like so much of what SNPs, anyone in the SNP does, but particularly Humza Yousaf, he's full of it. The lack of a Foreign Office diplomat sparked a row between Lord Cameron and the SNP executive, as he accused them of breaching guidance once again. And at that point, Cameron should have grown a pair of balls and just closed all the embassies down. He couldn't do it. He has the power. And indeed, he could revoke Humza Yousaf's passport and all the SNP passports. If they keep attending and talking to foreign dignitaries, they should not have the benefit of a passport. That would make life interesting for them, wouldn't it? But the Herald reports that there was plenty of time for Mr. Yousaf's entourage to organise for this to happen, to organise the Foreign Office diplomat to be there. As the meeting was confirmed as possible at at 1:19 p.m. that day, and with this being relayed to the Foreign Office at 2:46 through an email which read, "Turkey is happening now." The First Minister also went into the meeting without a proper briefing, as it was never finalised, and it was not cleared by senior officials or used to brief the First Minister ahead of his meeting with President Erdogan. And the reason, of course, is that it was not official policy. They were not talking official policy. This was something that should not have been talked about at that level. Lord Cameron accused the Scottish Government of breaching protocols as a Foreign Office official needs to sit in on any meetings an SNP politician holds with foreign diplomats. He threatened to shut down the Scottish embassies if breaches like this happen again. A Hollywood government source claimed the Foreign Office official had been told in person about the Erdogan meeting, but they were not around when it happened. If they're not around, you don't have the meeting. It's as simple as that. And we need to make the law. It shouldn't be guidance. It should be law, and it should be punishment. It should be considered treason, and it should be 30 years. It should be a treasonable offence with a treasonable punishment. A 30-year punishment for this happening. Now, I'm going to leave that there because we're going to look at a second story which will explain everything about this story. Because this wasn't Humza Yousaf rushing there to talk international relations with President Erdogan. We're going to look at this story. Humza Yousaf's wife, Nadia El Nakla, a woman who won't take his surname, admits the Turkish government helped her family leave Gaza. The Dundee councillor called on the UK government to allow her to bring her family home from Turkey and Gaza, as she admitted that Turkish President Erdogan played key role in helping some of them flee Israel. He went there. He could not have Foreign Office diplomats in that meeting because that was not a state meeting. It would not have been allowed to happen. If they knew in advance that's what he was trying to arrange, they would not have let him do that. It would have been against British national policy. That is why he had to break that. Now, he needs to be sued for this. I mean, I understand. I'm not saying what he did is not something I wouldn't do. I quite understand why he did it. Like I say, if it was me in his position, I may do it too. But it would have been against the rules, and he needs to face the punishment for those rules. Fine, he's done it. But there must be a reckoning. There must be an accountability for him doing it. Humza Yousaf's wife, Nadia El Nakla, admitted the Turkish government helped her family leave Gaza, although they were forced to leave behind her brother. The Dundee councillor gave an emotional interview from Butte House, the residence of the First Minister. The SNP leader met with the Turkish President Erdogan in controversial circumstances at COP28 and without the presence of a Foreign Office official, breaking UK government guidelines. Scottish Secretary Alistair Jack claimed the politician was someone the Foreign Office did not believe should be met. Nobody should be having relations with Erdogan. There's a lot of problems with Turkey. Britain and Turkey have broken relations at the moment. This should not have happened. I understand why, completely, why he did it. I understand that. But there must be the reckoning. Those embassies need to be closed down forthwith. He needs to have his passport removed. All of the SNP passports need to be revoked for a period of, say, 7 years. They are failing to obey these rules. They should not have these rules in place. They should pay the price. And if they don't like it, well, this will be an abject lesson in why they shouldn't break the rules. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen. But it's certainly within their power. Cameron, as Foreign Secretary, has the right to revoke everyone's passport. I shall stop there and I shall come up. But as you see, those two are completely interlinked. These two stories are there. The reason he didn't want an official, and then the reason that she got her family out ahead of anyone else, all because political manoeuvrings that are against the official policy of the government of Great Britain. Deary, deary, deary me. This is what happens though, isn't it? It's all cronyism and nepotism. And it's wrong. Anyway, I shall come up. I think with immediate effect, he needs to be disbarred from holding public office. She needs to be disbarred from ever holding public office. Passports revoked. And basically thrown out. I mean, we can't put them in jail because the law isn't there, but we do need that law. We do need our equivalent of the Logan Act to stop this kind of thing happening. And he should not be meeting with any foreign diplomats. He's not a representative of the state of the United Kingdom and Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Therefore, he should not be speaking to foreign officials, dignitaries, anything. But he takes it upon himself because he's filled with his own self-importance. Anyway, I shall stop. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button. Very, very important. Please hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Please share the video. And let me know in the comments whether you think you would do the same in his position. But would you also expect to be punished for it if you knew you were breaking the rules but broke them anyway? Who knows? Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.